Though I'm a big fan and proponent of indie games, there needs to be a clear wall set up between titles with creativity and heart that take risks, and those that are sold for a budget price but teeter on the edge of being considered shovelware. Having played many games whose original price is $10 or less, I'm well aware that something being cheap doesn't excuse it from showing a spark of inspiration. Sadly, in the case of the Nom, I'd say the folks behind it generally miss the memo. In the game, you'll play as a sort of tentacled monster who will use speed, stealth, or even brute force to move through levels, taking cover as needed and chopping down on some unsuspecting folks. If anything, that description is making it sound more interesting than it is, though. Pretty well every part of the implementation is bland and lacking in inspiration. The physics of things flying around it are wonky and over the top. You're too easily able to gain the sight lines of your enemies, simply going over outside walls that apparently have no ceilings, and effectively lurking outside the map before pouncing. There's at least some variety, with you having the option to play stages in a more stealthy way, take control of what feels like some sort of ninja, take on bosses periodically, or go through challenge stages where you're just trying to survive as long as you can, while plowing through soldiers shooting at you. The problem is that it all gets quite repetitive in a hurry, and outside of being able to purchase upgrades for yourself, there's little sign of any of it evolving or getting more exciting in any meaningful way. I also am a bit annoyed that with everything being so generally basic that there's a link to the eShop and attempts to further monetize a game that I'd argue struggles to justify its cost in the first place. Aside from simply finding the game disappointing in general, another issue is that I'm very much aware of another indie game out there that's pricier, but justifies its price being 4 times as expensive within its first stage, and that's Carrion. Considering it has been out there for years, showing the way for how to make a game like this far more engaging and interesting, there's just no great excuse for something this dull and bare bones being out there. If you're looking for a fun thrill, consider saving up hitting Carrion on a sale rather than settling for this mess. Overall, my final score for the game ended up being a 5.2. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this review, and if you'd like more information or ideas of indie games worth checking out on Switch, be sure to click on the link provided in the description. Until next time.